bunt chant going.
Yeah, baseball, man. It's so fucking stupid. It's so like the simplicity of it is just so beautifully stupid. And yeah, and like it's also like so incredibly important, and like there's so much money at stake, it's just absurd to think about how like important all of what that was like really was.
Oh yeah,
everything.
To illustrate the scale of the money, maybe this is a good segue into the Dodgers dominance model. And so the Dodger Stadium parking lot, like the square footage, the area that takes up could house like thousands and thousands, like hundreds of thousands of people in the parking lot of Dodger Stadium. And then you add in like a European would be so more, or people from any part of the world where they have like good urban design would be sick looking at this. And then you look at, like the issue with houselessness in a place like Los Angeles. It's so obscene, and it puts the scale of it into perspective.
Yeah, this reminds me of something I was talking about with a complete stranger. But it's interesting how this is a funny, like in the East, right? Like in the Northeast, and yeah, mostly in the Northeast where baseball started, right? More Northeast and like Eastern Midwest, all of the stadiums are downtown, right? Some to the point that the stadiums are defined by their vicinity of
Wrigleyville. Yeah. Well, I'm lucky enough to have been to one of the handful of ballparks I've been to is Wrigleyville, and it's amazing. And when you look at something like when you go to the SkyDome or more so Scotiabank, it just, you walk out of there and you're like, get me the hell out of this area of the city. There's nothing there.
It's so crazy too, because we're very fortunate in Toronto that remained a thing, that the SkyDome was built when it was because if it was built a little bit later, you know what I mean, it would not have been able to be built.
It would be it'd be at wherever the Senators play is so far from Ottawa.
It's the biggest joke ever. It's in Canada. It's not even in Ottawa. But like actually they played in the Civic Center in downtown Ottawa, which was where the Ottawa 67s played, the junior team.
Right.
And you couldn't have success there. So then, but there's no land because it's the fucking, the capital. So then they had to go up to Canada to build the Corral Center.
The city space is already taken up with all these things that you can't be more historical or whatever you want to call it. I must say, with you pointing that out, I want to recant a little bit and be grateful that we at very least what I'm bitching about is the SkyDome or Scotiabank they don't have any cute restaurants nearby is what I'm complaining about. Whereas at very least we can access them easily using public transit. So that's a nice thing.
Yeah, and the big thing about places like Fenway and places like Wrigley and things like that is that like the classic, like the spots that were around the field are a part of like the infrastructure of the field, so they never went away. The problem with both of the places where the Blue Jays used to play baseball is that those places have been completely reimagined. You know what I mean? Like what was around Exhibition Field you couldn't even think about what it is now. You know what I mean? You could barely even imagine it. You could barely even imagine what was around the SkyDome when it was built, right? Like Toronto was a different place before those places were built, right? The thing about then this like gets back to the point I was getting at, is like because baseball goes back so far, these fields that then integrated into the league, right, became a huge part of the leagues. And then the cities were built around them. And because there was like, traditionalism and things like that, baseball stuck to for so many reasons, it made it so that all the places in downtown, all the teams that had in the East, their fields are downtown. And then as you move west, more and more of the fields, like once you get into the Midwest, once you get Kansas City and all of that, you're getting more and more where the fields are outside in the suburbs, and then there's a crazy thing that happens is then like what happened with Atlanta, where like now, then it starts like reverting back, where like in Atlanta, what happened, like, Atlanta used to be downtown and then they moved to the suburbs, right? So like it's this sprawl, like it's literally like manifest destiny as it moves.
And it's mimicking white flight as well. And
yes, exactly.
Patterns that we've seen,
yeah. And it's such a crazy phenomenon to look at, and how you see over time, like the modernization of the expansion in both baseball and America.